My name is Jay Ento, and I'm a native Oaklander, born and raised here in California. I live in Maxwell Park now. I grew up on 75th Avenue. My dad came here after World War II. That was in the latter part of 1945. My mom joined him in 1945, and then in April of 1946, they bought the house on 75th Avenue, 952 75th Avenue in East Oakland, and they were the second African-American family to move on that street. They were the second African-American family to live in East Oakland. The first family was the Bankston family, which lived across the street. There were lots of families on the block, moms and dads, everybody worked, everybody shared, everybody looked out for one another. And talk about the village. We were the village. If somebody saw you doing something that you weren't supposed to be doing a block away, by the time you got home, you got what for, pretty much. Spencer Street was the cross street that took you to wherever. A lot of times during the summertime, if we didn't have enough room to play in Mrs. Hampton's front yard kickball or baseball, we go up to Greenman Field. And that was a big deal, because you go up there, because my parents would always say, okay, you guys go up there and play baseball, we'll buy you guys some popsicles or something. Popsicles were a big deal for us. I mean, popsicles, ice cream, where kids today take that for granted. They think it's due them. You owe me an ice cream. No, we were happy to get an ice cream, you know, once every few months or what have you, and what may. Sometimes during the summer times when we'd be out, we'd have to get permission to go to Arroyo VA Park, which was across the way off of 78th and Bancroft over that way. That was a cool little park. You go over there and you can slide and swing and play in the sand and, you know, just have a good time. That's what I remember, and that's what I miss, that my children aren't or weren't able to enjoy that type of growing up. We just had a lot of fun. We skated, we rode bikes, we just, you know, we ate good. I remember my mother, we had an apple tree in the backyard, and sometimes we'd want to go get the apples off the tree before they were actually ripe. We figured they were ripe. And I'd sneak in the house and get some salt, because we'd eat it with salt. And my mother would be yelling out the back window, "Are you in that apple tree? You guys eating? Where's my salt?" It's like, no. You know, we lie. No, you know. And it's like, okay, we got to get rid of the salt. This is me and my girlfriend. And then there were times when, you know, she'd say, okay, the peach tree is just overloaded. She always had a broom in her hand. I don't know if she'd beat people with the broom. I don't know. But she'd have this broom in her hand, and she'd go stand at the gate. She would yell to the kids' parents across the street, "Get some bags, boxes. My peach tree is on overload. Y'all need to come get some peaches." Same thing with the other neighbors. If they had an overload of cherries or plums or whatever, so we kind of shared all of that. And I remember there was these boys that lived behind us. They were the Porter boys. There was 3 of them, I think. And where the airport is now used to be like farmland. And there was this guy, I don't know, he owned all of what you see back over there now. He used to own all that. It was farmland. Well, the Porter boys used to go over where the airport is now, and they'd take their BB guns and they would shoot jackrabbits. And they would come back with all these jackrabbits, and when their dad would get home from work, they would do what they do to the jackrabbits, and they'd be out there, "Y'all want some rabbits?" You know, it's like, rabbit? What you talking? You know, just rabbits, okay? You know, my mother used to barbecue the rabbits, you know, and they were good. You know, it's like, okay, you guys are just doing too much here with jackrabbits and stuff. Sunshine Biscuits right over here. I remember the street. There was Mother's Cookies, Sunshine Biscuit, Peter Paul Almond Joy. As a student here at Woodland School, they do the field trip thing. So you get to go to Peter Paul, you get to go to Sunshine, and then you come back with the little things of goodies, and half the kids would eat theirs before and then they want to get into your bag, and it's like, no, I'm taking this home, and get in a fight, whatever. But anyway, but in the summertime, Sunshine Biscuit, for whatever reason, I guess towards the end of summer, they'd have all these like broken cookies, crackers, what have you, and some kind of way the Porter boys always knew what was going on. So they would tell everybody else, like, Sunshine Biscuits got bags of cookies and crackers. We need to come around there and get them. So we'd all trek from 75th to 81st, or, you know, and get these huge bags of crumbled or misshapen cookies and crackers. And, you know, for some kids, there were a lot of kids on the block who came from families of 7 or more. 10 in the family. On the corner of me, the Cook family, it was 7 of them. The people underneath them had 10 kids. I mean, these were like huge families. And they couldn't afford to go buy a little thing of cookies because that wasn't going to last in their household. So when Sunshine would do this big bag, they would send all their kids. So each kid would have their own bag, So it's like, okay, y'all got cookies for at least a day anyway. But, I remember stuff like that. Sunday afternoons where the Coliseum sits to this day. We used to go over there and ride horses. They call them pony rides, But we go over there and ride the horses after church. You go over there, and it was like a marsh kind of land or whatever. And they had horses over there, and you could ride, it'd be like in a circle kind of thing. But, hey, we didn't care. We were riding a horse, and you could feed them and, pet them and do all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of fun. And then the guy that owned the farm, for as far as the eye could see, it was just farm. You could see corn. He grew corn, everything. He had an orchard, everything. Now, I think the little house still sits on the property, and he has like maybe a little parcel of land, and everything else is like the hotels and everything else, yeah. So 73rd and East 14th was anything you wanted. There was like a men's clothing store. There were 2 pharmacies right on the corner. Our neighborhood doctor was in that building with the pharmacy on this side. There was a cleaners. There was a roller rink, so we could go roller skating where, I don't know if it's an old furniture store, I don't know what it is now, but that's where we could go roller skating. There was a little tiny library across the street from the roller rink, which is now, I guess, the Martin Luther King Library at Lockwood School. And so we had everything that we needed right there. It didn't take a whole lot to make us happy back in those days, just a simple little thing.